That's a good little chunk right there. Looks like a bird might have got a hold of him. Oh, there he is. Finally! Man, that little one might have got him going. Finally, that little bitty one might have got him going. Oh, by golly, there is a fish. Oh my goodness, we've been fishing for hours on like the most beautiful day in the world. It's the fall of the year, and the fall of the year means a couple things. One, the fall means really lousy, terrible weather. Other is the fall means really beautiful weather. We've got one of those incredibly gorgeous days out here today, and we should be catching a lot of fish, but I haven't caught a thing. I mean, I've had like 2 bites all day long. I threw crankbaits for I don't know how long, and never did get a bite on a crankbait. I picked up my spinnerbait. I got a little Fire Tiger Jimmy Houston Legend spinnerbait on there with round blades. I've been throwing that for an hour and a half, and I finally caught one little tiny fish. I'm talking a little tiny fish on it. I just moved in shallower because the water temperature's dropped about 15 degrees in the last week or so. It was 39 degrees this morning, 39 degrees. It's probably 70 degrees out here right now. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it's slick. We had north wind blowing, and all that crankbaiting I was doing under north wind, I just couldn't get a bite. I tried square bills, little RC2 crankbait square bills. I tried deep smoothies. I tried shallow smoothies. I tried some different colors. I never got a single bite. Just could not get a bite. And I finally decided, well, I'm going to take my spinnerbait and get really shallow and see what happens. I'm seeing a few fish chase every now and then. I've seen 3 or 4 fish break the top of the water, but I guess they're bass, but I still hadn't got any bites. Finally, my goodness. But I am going to put on a pow stick here in a little bit and try it. There's one. That must have been a bass over there by that tree. That's where that fish struck a minute ago. That's not a very big one. He was on a deeper tree. Not a very big fish. He was right up the top, though. Yeah, just a little small guy. Today, I will take any of them. You know, that wind now is just starting to blow a little bit out of the west, so that means it is fixing to change. Oh, there's one. Boy, he's up there shallow. Maybe I'm just fishing too deep. Maybe I'm not fishing shallow enough. Oh, pretty good little chunk there. Not a big fish, but pretty nice. Without a doubt, the fish are going to go shallow. There's no doubt about that. But they're just having a hard time getting them to bite. That's a good little chunk right there. Looks like a bird might have got a hold of him. That fish was up in about a foot of water is all. There's one. That's a little bit better fish too. Yeah. Not a giant. Feels a little bit bigger on this lighter rod. Not bad though. Not bad. Come here, baby. Well, I changed completely for the 3rd time today. Fish got a nice little belly on him. For the 3rd time today, and I went to a Lucky Strike pow stick. And I talked about fishing without a weight, but I got a little small weight on there, a 3/8 ounce weight. And I thought I'd just try that for a little bit. If that doesn't work, I'm going weightless. I've been fishing for quite a little while. That's the first bite I got, but it was a bite. So I'm going to stick with this a while. This is the 3rd bait I've tried today. It's the 2nd bait I've got a bite on, though. There's one. Ooh, that's a big one. Ooh, that's a big one. I think. I might be wrong. No, it's a big one. Not a giant, but he's a big one. I thought he was bigger than that, to be honest with you. Well, I didn't feel him get it either. I mean, did not feel him get a hold of that bait. Oh, get in this boat. He's got it down fairly deep. Oh, he's not too bad. He's hooked in the top of the head. That kind of worried me there a little bit. Hey, I may have figured something out, guys. That's a nice fish right there. Might have figured something out. Boy, those fish are just taking that thing in. And I'm in about 12 foot of water out here, which is deeper than I've been fishing all day. Although I fished some of this deeper water with that deep crankbait this morning. and I couldn't get any bites on it. But after that cold front's gone through, and we got clear blue skies today, we had storms, vicious storms around, and big bad cold front came through. It's down in the 30s, just barely in the 30s, 39 this morning, and it's really got these fish turned off. As we get closer to evening, some of them are beginning to pick up just a little bit, but I might have figured something out there. That's a couple of pretty nice fish, far and away the best fish that I've had a hold of. It's just a small one, but it's another fish. It's another fish. I might be figuring something out here. You know, this worm, everybody calls it a sinking worm. Not a stinking worm, not a swimming worm, a sinking worm. But I've got it rigged just regular Texas style. No fancy rigs, no nothing, just, I'm gonna bite it off just a little bit. Regular Texas style, a 3/8 ounce weight, where I can get down there in some of that little bit deeper water and bounce it around in that really rough stuff. Skin hooking it, run that hook all the way through, come back and just put the point of the hook back in the worm where it's a skin hook. That way it's totally weedless. Oh yeah, that was good right there. See if we can get some more of that action. Yeah, baby. The fall of the year, I'm usually thinking about shallow water baits because the water temperature is falling, and I'm thinking about spinner baits. I'm thinking about square bill crankbaits. I'm thinking about little small deep diving crankbaits that are small shad color. I'm thinking about buzzbait. I'm thinking about topwater. But let me tell you, one of the things that's happened in the fall is fish are in a lot of different stages. Deep fish, shallow fish, fish just all over, and it's really sometimes very difficult to pin down one bait. So this is the time of the year when you're probably going to be changing baits a lot. I like to start out with a spinner bait or a buzz bait or a topwater early in the morning, see how that goes. From there I'll maybe go to a crankbait. As the day goes on, I might even put on a slip sinker and move down deeper. It's a great time of the year for a sinking worm. Actually, you could catch them on just about any bait you want to throw in the fall, but you just have to really do a lot of moving around, a lot of checking, and check shallow, check deep. You know, I have a tendency to want to figure out what type of bait I want to catch them on, and if I catch 2 or 3 on it, I'll fish that bait for hours on end as long as I just catch one every now and then. That's probably not a good philosophy to use in the fall. In the fall, this is the time when you might want to use just about every bait in your tackle box. But remember, you can still catch them shallow, you can catch them deep. A lot of them are still not come off of their summertime pattern, but a lot of them are in between. A lot of them are up on the bank. It's one of those days where you just have to fish just about every way you know how. But at the end of the day, if you try that, you try a lot of different baits, you're probably going to catch a lot of fish. Remember, look for bait. That's one of the things I've had a hard time finding today. I haven't seen much bait, and that's made my fishing more difficult. So look for those shad. When you find the shad, you're probably going to find the bass. I'd kind of stick with shad-colored baits too. White spinner baits, shad-colored crankbaits, shad-colored topwater baits, buzz baits. That's what you want to use. The fall of the year, it can be frustrating, but can also be dynamite bass fishing. Golly, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much to thousands of you that subscribed to our new YouTube channel that we started back in the end of February. It is so exciting to be doing all these videos for y'all and sharing 75 years of bass fishing knowledge. It's just absolutely a thrill for us to do that. If you're not subscribed to the Jimmy Houston Outdoors YouTube channel, go in there, type in Jimmy Houston Outdoors, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe. Pick out 2 or 3 videos that you really like, send them to 8 or 10 of your friends, get them on here too, and let's have a lot of fun. The more subscribers we've got, the more videos we can do. See you later, guys and girls.